Hey guys, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. So what I have for you guys today is an updated manga collection video. The last manga collection video I posted was back in December. I have strangely and somehow accumulated a lot more manga than I thought I had. So I'm gonna start off first the 5 manga series that I already owned that were at my parents' place. A classic that I feel like a lot of people would know, and that is going to be Fairy Tail. He has quite a unique drawing style to him that I really do enjoy. So I own volumes 1 through 3 of Fairy Tail. There are 63 volumes in this series. So Fairy Tail, we follow a wizard named Lucy. And Lucy's goal is to join the most famous guild, and that is Fairy Tail. There are guilds in this world that are made up of different wizards, mages, and witches. However, in her quest to join Fairy Tail, she comes across a strange boy named Natsu, who is also a wizard himself. And Natsu is on a quest to find his foster father, who happens to be a dragon. It's such a fun and quirky story. It definitely does become more serious as it goes on, and there are a lot of different plots and storylines to this. As I said, it is 63 volumes, and I have not read all 63 volumes. So next, I have the complete series of Tokyo Mew Mew and the 2 adaptations, Tokyo Mew Mew a la mode. Tokyo Mew Mew, I don't know if you guys have heard of this before, but I was first introduced to Tokyo Mew Mew as an anime back when I was a kid, and I completely fell in love with it. It's definitely on par for me with Sailor Moon. So it's about a girl named Ichigo who one day gets struck, and when she wakes up she has this weird mark on her leg, and she finds out that her DNA has been merged with an extinct wildcat. However, she is not the only one. There are 5 other girls who have also been infused with another extinct animal's DNA, and together they are part of a project in which they are destined to use their powers to defeat these aliens that are trying to invade Earth. The next manga series that I already previously owned, I have talked about before, and that is Kitchen Princess by Natsumi Ando. I only own the last 5 volumes, so volumes 6 through 10. However, this is also a complete series. You're probably wondering, Madison, why do you only own the back half of this series? Well, my dad, when I was a kid, traveled to the US a bit, and of course mangas are a lot cheaper in the US. So I asked him to get me Kitchen Princess Volume 1 and Tokyo Mew Mew Volume 6, and you know what he came back with? Kitchen Princess Volume 6. So that happened. Regardless, I still read it, and all I can say is this is one of the most depressing volumes of a manga I have ever read. It was crazy. To this day, I still can't get over. This is such an interesting series because it starts off pretty lighthearted and then it takes such a turn midway through. And wow, like, it is quality. This is Najika and her little grandma, which is so cute. And then a little bit of extra. Zelda, babe, what do you want? Zelda, babe, I need you to not do this right now. Thank you. So Kitchen Princess, we follow Najika, who as a child met a boy who cheered her up and she fell in love with him. Years later, the only clue she has to who this boy is a silver spoon with the word Seiko Academy on it. So Najika sets off to enroll in Najika sets off to enroll in this academy, but it's very prestigious, and the only way she can get in is one of their new culinary students. There's little recipes to all the foods that are made during the volume, and it's really fun. I can't remember, I made one of them once and I forget which one it was, but oh my stars, it's really cute. And then when she gets to this academy, she meets 2 brothers, and it's the question of, is one of them her mysterious childhood crush? I don't know. You don't know. Actually, I do know. Next up, I'm going to talk about quite an old series, and that is High School Debut. I own 2 omnibuses of it, which means that they're 3-in-1. So this is also completed. There are 15 volumes. We follow Haruna, who throughout middle school was a star softball player, but coming into high school, she kind of has a new goal in mind, and that is to find love. However, because throughout middle school she was so focused on softball, she doesn't really know how to play to her femininity or how to even do love. So she enlists in the help of an upperclassman named Yu to help coach her in the ways of love. And he makes her promise, like, don't fall in love with me though. And she's like, I would never. And it's just like, oh, you bet. Sure, buddy. I'm super excited to talk about this next series because this is such an oldie and it was just recently revived and it is just so good. The Roots Basket. I own volumes 1 through 7. Yes, I know, these are 2 totally different kinds of volumes. I received these 2 as a Christmas present one year from my auntie, and so they're totally different. They're Tokyo Pop, and then I have these first 5 in these beautiful, beautiful editions. They actually have their own like jackets on them. Damn. Fruits Basket follows Toru Honda, and she is an orphan whose mum died and she lives in a tent. And one day her tent gets completely demolished, but she gets taken in by the Somu family and lives with them in their house. However, it turns out that this family has a little bit of a secret. All the family members are actually descendants of the 12 Chinese zodiacs, and when they are hugged by the opposite gender not in their family, they will transform into the animal version of their Chinese zodiac. So Toru is now helping them keep this secret while also helping them kind of deal with a lot of their family issues and kind of societal ways that they have. And I'm so pumped to rewatch this series, mostly because I will admit that the drawing style is definitely characteristic of an older time. So those are the 5 mangas that I already owned. Now let's move into the new ones that I got. So let me start with Emma Toyama. I adore Emma Toyama. So we have Missions of Love and her other series, Manga Dogs. This series is 3 volumes. This series is 19 volumes. That's a lot more than I thought. And I wish I owned them all. This series is definitely a little bit more on the steamy side, in case you guys were wondering. But let me explain to you why it's a little bit more on the steamy side. Submissions of Love is about Yukina, and Yukina is secretly the popular cell phone novelist Yupina. And she has recently seen that her ratings have been declining, and it's because a lot of her readers are kind of want to see some romance in her stories. However, Yukina is kind of dubbed as the ice queen at her school and has never really experienced romance. When one day she discovers a student council president's notebook with quite sensitive information inside, she uses it to blackmail him into teaching her about love. And from there on, we have quite an interesting romance going on. There are love hexagons in this book. It is crazy. However, I will say, it can be quite problematic, but you know what, sometimes you just gotta accept the problematic aspects of a book and just roll with it. And then her other book, Manga Dogs, which I got for only $3, is about Tezuka, who is a very popular mangaka, and at her high school they are beginning a manga drawing club. She gets this club and it is just in shambles, and the 3 boys that are actually in this club latch onto her as their sensei. The next series I have talked to you guys about, it's interesting. I own books 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Why didn't I own 5? It wasn't there because I got them all once again for only $3. Arina Tanemura is honestly one of my most favorite mangakas. She has such a beautiful and unique style. I will say that all of her series have the exact same drawing style to them, but it doesn't bother me because it is just so gorgeous and beautiful. I honestly don't understand how anyone couldn't just love her style. Like, she is just, oh, I love it so much. So it's about a girl named Haine, and her family took a loan from this other family, but because they were unable to pay back this 50 million yen loan, they ended up giving the family their daughter. Haina now goes to this prestigious academy and she actually gets onto the student council. However, she has a lot of trouble fitting in because all the elite members kind of look down upon her because she does not have the same social status as the rest of them. However, she starts to kind of fall for the student body president of this elite council and things start to ensue. Let me grab my next large collection. So my next collection is My next collection is Yamadakun and the Seven Witches. There are 28 volumes and I own 12. So Yamadakun and the Seven Witches follows our protagonist, Yamada. This is quite an interesting manga, I will admit. Our main protagonist, Yamada, is known as a delinquent because of his past. However, it really bothers him because he just wants a normal life. One day he falls down the school stairs and bumps into the A student at their school, Shirashi, and when he wakes up in the infirmary, he's in Shirashi's body. And from there on, the two of them are trying to figure out how this happened, why they switched bodies. They kind of help each other deal with their own issues, and they slowly start to find out why this is happening, that there are other supernatural things going on, and that there are actually 7 witches hiding in this school who don't even know that they are witches. It's one of those mangas where there are times where it's like,
oh, boobs, oh, panties.
It's a little bit in that sense, but you're always going to come across mangas that are like that. It's inevitable in some sense. The next manga I have to talk to you guys about, these are more of my newer ones now. The first one is Haru Ride. I adore this manga so much. This is a little bit more popular, especially since Ashley Outpaged used this in her book club recently. I adore this series. I started off reading it quite a few years ago. I also watched the anime adaptation. So this manga, we follow Futaba, and back in middle school, she was ostracized for her femininity. So when she got into high school, she completely changed her whole demeanor and became a complete another tomboy. However, back in middle school, she had a crush on a boy. He then left the school and years later, he has returned. However, he now goes by a different name and he's acting very cold towards Futaba. So Futaba is now wondering whether or not she's able to rekindle the lost chance of romance. And it's very sweet, very cute. It deals with a lot of hardships. It deals with the whole idea of changing yourself to fit in, changing yourself for other people, and kind of learning to accept who you are and embrace who you are. I really do love that aspect of it. The most heartbreaking manga I have read this year, 2019 so far, and that is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Oh my god, I thought this is pretty well known. It is a hanka, so beautiful and just wonderfully drawn, and it is just so heartbreaking and sweet. We follow an unnamed protagonist and he is unnamed until the very end of the manga, and it was such a unique aspect of this manga and I really did enjoy it. So our unnamed protagonist has a classmate named Sakura, and one day he discovers her diary in which he finds out that she has a terminal pancreatic illness and that she is going to die. She kind of latches onto him as a friend because she's afraid to tell anyone else because she doesn't want them to treat her differently. So it's about this really sweet friendship that kind of grows between them, and there is an unexpected thing that happens in this, and I sat there and I was like, are you serious? I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this seriously just happened? It's such a great emotional manga, just very slice of life, and I loved it. The next manga I'm going to get to is also quite well known, and that is ɪṛsᴛᴜ. I got this thanks to a recommendation of Natalie over at Pages and Panels. I love Nat so much. So ɪṛsᴛᴜ is a male-male romance. We follow Kohei, who is deaf, and then we also follow Taichi, who is a failing law student. And Taichi sees one day that he can be the note taker for Kohei, and Kohei repays him for taking notes with handmade lunch boxes because Taichi is broke AF and cannot even afford lunch. And Taichi is just this vibrant, cheerful young man, and Kohei is just very down on life because he feels like everyone treats him differently due to his disability, and he feels like it's kind of his fault when things go wrong because he can't hear them properly and he just gives up on so many things. But Taichi really takes the time to get to know him and become his friend, and it's just such a sweet friendship that grows between them that's kind of something more by the end of this volume, and oh my god, it's just so cute. It does have a little bit of a more rough drawing style to it, as you can see. However, it doesn't totally detract from the story overall, but it is definitely not one of my most favorite drawing styles. Okay, second to last, we have Bloom Into You, which I read recently in a wrap-up. This is a female-female romance following Yu. She was confessed to on her last day of middle school and didn't feel anything when she was confessed to, and she felt very let down by this. When she gets into high school, she witnesses a senpai get confessed to. The senpai then turns the boy down, and Yu begins to look up to the senpai and tries to get her advice, and she thinks that the senpai is like her and the fact that they just don't really feel love for people. However, this senpai ends up falling in love with Yu, and so begins the start of a female-female romance. I just felt like there wasn't much depth to it, and it just wasn't really my kind of manga. And last, but definitely not least, we have Wotakoi. Woo! Love is hard for an otaku. Wotakoi is really fun. So it is an ongoing manga, and it is about Narumi, who had her boyfriend break up with her because of her otaku tendencies. So she then quits her job, starts a new job, so no one knows who she is and her weird little fantasies. However, her best friend tells her that she should try to reach out and date someone who is like her, someone who is an otaku. However, she's not that really open to dating an otaku because they are normally perceived as people who are very perversive and just kind of weird. However, she starts to kind of learn that the way that she perceives people is kind of wrong, and that it is not right to judge people from the way that they are, and it's just a very cute and quirky work love story that kind of takes off from this. I love it. And it's also, look at this, look at the style of this. It is just, I love it. It is so cute and just so simple and funny, and I really, really recommend this. I hope you guys enjoyed this manga update. Please leave below in the comments if you have read any of these, or if you have any recommendations for me as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thanks a bunch, guys. Bye!